My name is Peter, and this is how I turned one of the biggest disappointments to an opportunity of a lifetime. Ever since I was young, I believed in something bigger. I believed that your imagination can create your future. I was going for walks in the forest in Hungary, daydreaming, coming up with scenarios for worlds, narratives, and games that I could make. You could say I was escaping into fantasy, but in fact, I was envisioning my future. As I was hiking in the forest getting inspired, I wrote down my ideas into this notebook. Every page represents a world I could create, characters I could bring to life, stories I could share with millions of people. I was studying computer engineering for my bachelor's, something that never felt quite right. I spent every bit of my free time to teach myself the tools of creation: Unreal Engine, Houdini, Blender. I had this deep belief that if I can envision it clearly enough, if I could feel it in my heart, then somehow, someday, I could make it real. But there was a voice in my head saying,
"Game development, you are not smart enough for that. You should quit right now."
Then I discovered Aalto University in Finland. Everything about it felt like destiny calling. I poured everything into that application. My dreams, my portfolio, my vision for the future. 300 applicants, 16 places. I didn't even get an interview. For a moment, that voice got louder.
"You see, you are not good enough. You will never get in there."
But something inside me refused to quit. If anything, this rejection lit a fire that I didn't know I had. I had to start working, to pay the bills. Big corporate environment. Everything I knew I didn't want for my life. But every evening, every weekend, I was back to my games, learning, improving. Each prototype was better than the last. Each line of code brought me closer to the person that I meant to become. And then, almost 2 years later, something happened. I got an interview where I could present my portfolio, and after that, I got on the waiting list. I was at the 5th place. I wasn't sure at the time how many places were there. I started out hopeful, but then the voice started getting louder. I saw how unlikely it is that 5 people would cancel.
"You are wasting your time. They don't want you there. Look at how much you've done and they still reject you."
Then I got an email. Aalto University. Admission result accepted from reserve list. Nothing could have prepared me for this place. Aalto isn't just a university. The campus is filled with activities, and the departments don't have strict barriers in between them, so people can collaborate and mingle. Here, an art student's vision meets an engineer's precision. A designer's creativity flows into a programmer's logic. I live right on campus. 5-minute walk to class, surrounded by the energy of inspired and cunning students. This place doesn't just teach you, it challenges you to think bigger. Startup competition, entrepreneurship workshops, constant events pushing you to turn your ideas into reality. And this is our game class. Look at the walls. Every poster represents a dream that became real, created by students just like me. Walking into this room every day reminds me that the impossible is just another Tuesday here. From simple prototypes to complex experiences, each one of them taught me something new about storytelling, prototypes, and player psychology. But the real magic happens when minds collide, working with artists who see what I can't, designers who challenge my thinking. The culture here is about iteration, about failing fast and learning faster. Every critique makes the work stronger. You have to try out your ideas, show it to people, and iterate based on feedback. And that's a very hands-on approach. For the first time in my life, I wasn't just dreaming about making games. I was actually making them, surrounded by people who understood the vision. Then I heard about Espoo Game Lab, the next level of what I was looking for. This isn't just academic theory. real game industry veterans teaching you how to build a sustainable business around your ideas, around your passion. Professionals who launched successful studios, games that found real audiences, dreams that became thriving businesses. But getting in, that's where it got intense. 3 days, one game. Make or break moment for my entire future. My idea was ambitious, maybe too ambitious. A space spider on an alien planet, grabbing asteroids from orbit and hurling them at the buildings below. But I could see it so clearly. The weight of asteroids, the physics of planetary gravity, the satisfaction of destruction followed by renewal. When some incredible people joined my team, I knew I had something special. Day one was all about foundations. Getting the spider movement right, getting some animations in, understanding the planet's gravity system. First, we were making some fails and the spider was flying away, but then we figured out how can we fix it. The programming challenges were intense. How do you make the asteroid grabbing feel satisfying? How do you balance destruction with beauty? Day 2, the magic started happening. Our artist brought the spider to life. Our sound designer created sound effects and this space vibey music. Day 3 was pure adrenaline. We were like trying to crunch it, put everything together. Our scope was creeping, the time was running low. We were putting together a build before the deadline and it was failing. Things weren't working out. So we just had to like kind of fix it in like 5 minutes and then we could make a video out of it and present it. The sounds weren't there, polish was missing, but we had something. And after that, I polished the game and put it on itch. If you're interested, what kind of game we cooked up in 3 days, you can try it in the link in the description. The game was a bit half cooked, but we had the core experience. The joy of destruction, the hope of flowers growing where buildings stood, standing there, presenting our creation, knowing this would change everything. The game worked, people smiled playing it. That's when I knew we succeeded. Getting into Espoo Game Lab wasn't just validation, it was permission to dream even bigger. Those forest walks where I used to dream, now I'm planning, now I'm building. This journey isn't guaranteed. Most indie studios fail. But here, with this education, this support, I finally have everything I need to turn those notebook sketches into something that people could enjoy. If you are interested in my journey, what I learned in this game lab, you can join me. I will document and upload the videos about the lectures that I was hearing and like what I learned throughout the whole process. And if you're interested in trying out the game, you can find its link in the description. And if you can, help me please the gods of the algorithm with leaving a like, a comment and subscribing so I might reach a wider audience. I have an Instagram and a TikTok page as well that you can find in the link in the description if you want to follow the shorts that I make. And as always,